Randy Howell slowly eking his way up that leaderboard, and that's definitely one of the right ones there. You can see he's going to make a pretty impressive call right there, and if he keeps that up, he obviously already going to be a player in this event. But the thing about the way he's fishing right now is he can turn with all the nooks and crannies and turns and bends that this body of water has. The next corner could have one of those 7-8 pounders.
Yeah, that's the deal, and that's the risk you take. That's why it made sense for him to do what he did early on to get the limit, and now he has all day long. He's still got a lot of fishing left today to go and find those kickers or those multiple kickers, and some good work there too to get that fish up and over the cable as well, which is a little bit tricky. A lot of these docks have cables that keep them with the fluctuation of the lake, and he did a good job with that as well, especially when you find one behind the dock like that.
A live look in with your unofficial tournament leader, Paul Marks. See what's going through his mind. Paul Marks, no stranger to this way of fishing. He is, was a pre-tournament favorite going into this event, but he is a Lake Lanier fisherman. Him and Emil Wagner, this is what they do and what they do best.
Yeah, the similarities between here and Lanier are striking, and he spent a lot of time here as well, even though he lives down there by Lanier, and a lot of the same type of fishery.
Let's listen in quickly. As I said that, he stopped talking. It's like Paul Marks is playing games
right now. I don't know.
Sorry, finish your thought. Oh,
just to get a little bit more weight.
Go ahead, Tom. Finish your thoughts. Sorry.
Well, just the biggest difference here is, of course, the largemouth bite here more so. You don't think about that as much as that Lanier. That's pretty much all spots. But it'd be interesting to see what he does, if he's going to stick with this all day long, or has he got some kickers out there that he wants to go and chase after. He's obviously using his forward-facing sonar. He's looking for those schooling fish, casting to them, and it'll be interesting if this is what he's willing to stick with the whole way. You said 15 pounds. 15 pounds is certainly going to keep him in play all week long.
Davey Hyde asked me, so I'll ask you, why do you think the weights are bigger this time around?
I just think that, it's been growing for years here, right? They've been getting bigger and bigger for years in terms of average fish. Now, the 8-pounder was amazing, that 715 that Randy had yesterday, but, typically the 4 to 5 pounders are what you consider your kickers.
Fujita hooked up live.
He's hooked up, and it's these average fish. That one's not one of the good ones, but it's the number of 3
I don't think it's a bad one. They're all nice.
Well, they're nice. I'm not sure how much damage he'll do with that one there. It's his forward, so it goes right to the bottom line, but these fish have been feasting on these herring now for a while, and it just feels like, the average number of the 3-pounders in this lake is absolutely incredible. You could just come here and have a ball. You can catch 40 of them out there.
Something about it still gets me fired up.
Koya's 3rd season on tour and averaged to win a season. So, if he were to pull it off this week, nobody'd be shocked. And it usually happens in, the first 4 events of the season.
English is getting better and better.
And also a master of the calisthenics.
When you're diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, most people maybe live 2 to 3 years. And now I just passed 8 years. If you would have told me that I would have been able to see my kid go to kindergarten, I wouldn't believe you. My marathon is for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. I am living proof that cancer research makes a difference.
What would you like the power to do?
This one, and she progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse. Almost caught her on my first flip. And then like the male left. When the male left, she got super weird, and then she just got weirder and weirder and weirder as it went. So we're probably gonna leave it alone. I'm not saying I might not come back in here later this afternoon and throw a wacky rig or something over top of it. Because I feel like, I mean, the first cast was with a wacky rig and she almost bit it then. Like the boat was too close to her, I think, for her to bite it. So I might be able to catch her later. She's gonna be gone. I can't catch her tomorrow. Like she's gonna leave. So, but I think we're gonna have to leave, go hunt for another one. We found, there's 2 other females in the back of this one creek right here, and we're able to catch both of them. So we got us a decent little bag right now, but we still have a lot of room to grow. We got a 1-something, a small 1-something. So there's definitely upside. If we can just get one more nice one, we'll be where we need to be. So we're going to ease around to another pocket and then probably just kind of hone in on an area. I don't know if I'm going to go check any of my other areas or not, just seeing how many new fish have moved up, a lot more than I thought. So we'll probably just kind of hunker down in the area and just keep the trolling motor going and keep our eyes open, and because we're due for a random one swimming down the bank, you know, a 3 or 4 pounder. Didn't get it yesterday. Had a couple, you know, maybe 3 pounders, but one of those great big ones. So that's what we're gonna do. Kind of just go peck around and see what we can find.
Drew Cook, mouthful of cha, but he's covering some water.
She's not going to be there tomorrow. She's going to be gone.
Oh, wait a second. We were going to go to break, but we got a Skeeter Boats Big Fish Alert. That's right. Takumi Ito, 4 pounds, 3 ounces, the biggest bass we've seen here today. And I don't think he was very far from us, Tom.
No, he was right over our shoulder, I believe.
Well, you're
I'm
not
sure he was
supposed to tell
landing
him that.
over there, but he was close enough, that's for sure.
Well, he'll continue to climb that leaderboard. 413. What a big fish for Takumi Ito. Lots of big fish coming. We'll have more fish in action from Lake Hartwell when we come back in just a few minutes' time. Bassmaster Halftime Show.
In the relentless pursuit of domination on the water, one name stands above the rest. TH Marine's Atlas Jackplate. The power behind champions since 2007. The driving force that propels you to victory. More winners choose Atlas. For the fisherman who demands the best, Atlas delivers. Because every move counts. More winners choose Atlas.
There we go. Oh my God! That could be $100,000.
The Prodigy prevails. Lake Okeechobee. Let's go! John Garrett goes wire to wire. It Lake belongs to Takumi Ito.
Let's go!
Bassmaster Classic champion, Easton Fothergill.
East Fish dominate.
The best of the best just got better. Clearer images, sharper resolution, improved target separation. That's right, better. LiveScope Plus. Only from Garmin.
Have you considered purchasing new electronics for your rig? The type of mounts you choose to protect your investment should be part of the decision-making process. No matter if you prefer 1, 2, or 3 graph mounts up front, Beatdown Outdoors has a solution for you. Adjustable, versatile, rigid, and made in the USA. What's your ultimate electronics setup? Check out the full selection of Beatdown Outdoors products, and remember, you can't beat a beatdown.
The newest addition to the Basscat STS family is here. Introducing the Caracal STS, showcasing aggressive styling paired with enhanced performance and a continued dedication to raising the bar. Measuring in at 20 feet 2 inches with an ultra-wide 96-inch beam and rated for a 250 to 300 horsepower engine, the Caracal STS boasts agility and speed and is finished with premium features to satisfy any angler. Basscat boats. Feel the rush.
It could be 10. It's a 10. That's a giant. That's like a teamwork actually. What a nice fish.
It's the moment when everything is on the line and precision, power, and control make all the difference. A moment over 20 years in the making, anchored on loyalty, trust, and support that goes beyond all expectations. A relentless pursuit of perfection. All born from a revolutionary idea to help you rule the water. Power Pole.
It is the Bassmaster halftime show presented by Basscat Boats, and got a live shot of Randy Howell, our day one leader right there. And he has slowly but surely worked his way in and out of the shoreline and through docks and just different bends and nooks and crannies, and slowly but surely putting together a pretty good day. Not off to the fireworks that we saw yesterday. Obviously, yesterday had a giant fish to start the day, the biggest fish of the tournament, a Phoenix Boats Big Bass, hooked up live right now. Got a little audio trouble with him, so we're not going to be able to hear Randy right now, but this is a very close tournament, and every ounce matters even more in this one, Tom.
Absolutely, and he's been in and out of the lead today, or real close to the lead after he had that 5 fish limit of spots early on, and he's one by one replacing each one of them. He's culled them out with these largemouth and trying to push himself back into that league, but it's been amazingly close, and I call it restrictor plate fishing. It's like Talladega. Everybody's right there on top. He's like in a pack. And
boogity, boogity, boogity.
Boogity, boogity, boogity is right. And it just, somebody will break free, you know, with that kicker fish or the right kicker fish and, you know, and jump out in front. But I think it's going to be like that all week long. I mean, you know, we came into today with less than 4 pounds between first place and 10th place. And I think these guys are going to be rocketing up and down the leaderboard for sure.
Incredibly close tournament. Give me some of the stats you were just regaling me with.
Well, from 4th to 10th place, we came into today with just a 12-ounce difference. And, you know, 3 pounds, 8 ounces difference between 10th and 50th place. I mean, that is absolutely incredible as well. So from 50th to 69th place, it's just a 1 pound difference. So it's amazing. And here's the other thing. How often do you see a lot of ties? You know, and it's incredible how many ties that we have here. There are 2 ties in the top 10. There are 10 ties in the top 50. We got some 3-way ties. I mean, it is incredible. Like I say, it's door handle to door handle out there right now.
That is incredible. And this tournament, very similar to a lot of the northern events, smallmouth events, you know, where everybody catches them. I mean, that's where the big difference is, where you look at somewhere like Pasquotank, where we had a lot of guys that didn't catch them. I mean, you had the big story up front, but you had a lot of 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, you know, on day one from anglers. This is an event where everybody had a limit, and you generally only see that in some of the northern fisheries, which shows how incredible Lake Hartwell is.
No, it is absolutely. Of course, the different dynamic there, if it's a smallmouth deal like at the St. Lawrence or in Lake Ontario, they all stay bunched up and it's all pretty much brown fish, where here you do have that mixed bag, which is makes it even more exciting. And that threat, like what Drew Cook said, we're due to have some 4.5 pounder swimming down the shoreline, jump in the boat with them. And, if that happens, man, you just don't know. Maybe this is a little separation here for Koya Fujita.
Hooked up live. Nobody's shocked to see the way he is fishing. That is a technique and an approach that he is truly a master of. I mean, let's listen into him.
That's a good one.
It's very rare that you hear fellow Elite Series pros point at a guy and be like, I want to watch him fish. Yeah. I mean, I've heard stories. Seth Fighter talked about how they shared smallmouth water, in his first season, and Seth was like, he is fishing. The way he does that is so different than what anybody else is doing, and it's truly amazing to see.
Well, a lot of these guys come over from Japan. They're fishing very pressured water, so they know how to deal with that scenario as well and do something that's a little bit different. We've seen some different baits, of course, come over from Japan that have been fascinating and have taken off as well in the States now.
And I gotta say, especially after the Bassmaster Classic, Kyoya, man, his English is incredible. How far he has come. I mean, about the only time he has a hard time speaking English now is when you ask him what lure he's using. Very, very choppy English at that time. But let's get over to Jay Shakira.
Well,
live.
We got an okay bag, not anything special. I've lost a couple fish today, and I have not really connected with the 3-pounders yet. I got one over 3, one right at 3, and then a couple high 2s and like a 2 1/4 in there. So working on a fish right now that if I catch it will be, I think it's a 3-pounder. I'm not 100% sure, but if I catch that fish, then I'll have somewhere around 15, something like that. So I need to get this one in the boat and then kind of continue that trend. I still got a lot of time. I mean, it's only 11:30. I'm doing at 4:30 today, so I'm not really rushing anything per se. It's kind of the game plan. I've caught a few fish that I actually thought were bigger than what they ended up being, and then vice versa. I've also caught some fish that were bigger than I thought. So some were smaller than I thought, some were bigger than I thought. Hopefully this one's bigger than I thought. And yeah, that's been the story of the day so far. Obviously had a quicker start yesterday. Day one, I had a lot more fish marked that I could go catch compared to today. And obviously it'll be the same tomorrow. Hopefully I can get to the point where I can go practice today. But I need to catch at least 16 or 17 pounds before I think about doing that. So that's the goal. Midday update. Almost lunch. Dang, it is almost lunch.
That's a pretty good update, and that's about as emotional as you'll ever hear Jay Shakira ever get.
There's an AOI in this kid's future. Could be this year. He was a popular pick amongst a lot of the pundits this year to see whether or not he can get that done. But, it's interesting, too, the strategy that'll go into this. Not that the guys are saving any fish, but this is one where you just want to continue to stay in that top 10. He's hovered around the top 3 today quite a bit. But, with this being so tight, likely by the time we get to Sunday, that top 10 might only be separated by 3.5 pounds. So 10 through 1 is all going to be in it. This isn't going to be like Pasquotank, where everybody was just marveling at Kyle Welcher. This is going to be a tournament where everybody in the top 10 is going to have a shot. And so how they manage it, the strategy that goes into this, and just staying in that area and striking distance is important. You don't have to be first, when Sunday comes. You don't have to be third. You just have to be there on Sunday, and you got a shot to win it.
Well, as the guy who MCs the tournament, the weigh-in, I'm thankful for that, because guess what? The loneliest spot on earth the last 2 tournaments has been our Yeti hot seat. It has not needed anybody. We had Brandon Palnick go win, 2 events ago, and then obviously what Kyle Welcher did. But if you look at your leaderboard right now, as you spoke, it is a very tight leaderboard, especially up top there. You got Paul Marks and Randy Howell just separated by ounces. And what Jay Shikurik said is the most important thing. There's a lot of fishing time ahead of these guys. We're not talking about monster runs. They're going to fish right till the very end here today.
Absolutely. And Trey McKinney hanging around as always now in 6th place. It doesn't matter what kind of body of water it is. Trey McKinney's going to be right there.
All right. I got my buddy joining us here in a few minutes, Neil Paul, who is the executive director of Visit Anderson. And he is also, he is the host of The Most. He knows everything about this body of water. He's going to break down the action with us. Don't go anywhere. With lots of fishing coming back at the Bassmaster Halftime Show.
Professional angler Jason Christie knows the performance and feel of a reel in his hands is very important. And that's why he designed the new Spro JC Elite and JC Elite MG Baitcast reels to achieve both of those goals. The reels have 4-gear ratios for any technique, and the frame of each reel is the same size. So no matter which speed you use, they feel the same. 9 bearings, long casting, and loaded with power. Give the JC Elite and JC Elite MG a try this season.
It's definitely like quarter today.
Man, I really need to make this cut.
I need to make up points quick.
Positive mental attitude.
I hope they stay where I found them.
Are they even pulling water? Too far.
I hope nobody else.
Man, it's too windy.
The water's too high.
Avco, keeping you comfortable on the outside, no matter how you're feeling on the inside.
25 years as a touring professional, I have depended on Gamakatsu my entire career to produce the sharpest and the strongest hooks. Known as a power fisherman, but yet if you're going to survive as a tour level pro, finesse is becoming more and more popular, regardless if we go north or we go south. So when you're choosing a hook, choose Gamakatsu. They have one for every technique and every body of water that you fish on.
Lights, sonar, action. Tired of waiting? See more action with world-class fish finders and sonar from Loran. Discover the hidden gems and pristine waters of Tennessee's Bill Dance signature lakes. Conveniently located throughout Tennessee, there's a signature lake near you, covering all regions of the volunteer state, all endorsed by the legendary Bill Dance himself. Whether it's a weekend getaway or an extended vacation, create timeless memories at Tennessee's Bill Dance signature lakes. Plan your trip today.
As a professional fisherman, every decision I make is to win.
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 The boat I drive, baits I throw,
The gear I wear.
I do it to win.
I do it to win.
I do it to win. I do it to win.
Because when I'm on the water, I want to be the best.
I want to be the best.
I want to be the best. I want to be the best. That's why.
That's why.
That's why.
That's why
We wear the best.
Bassmaster halftime show presented by Bass Cat Boats. Beautiful South Carolina this week in Anderson, South Carolina. And this has been an incredible tournament today. Moving day, as Tommy Sanders always calls it. Got to move inside the top 50 to keep your tournament alive. And that'll give you an idea of where we're hanging out. South Carolina, Lake Hartwell. And when it comes to this part of the world, we deal with a lot of hosts, a lot of different hosts. But when you come to Green Pond Landing, you realize you're dealing with a whole different level of host. Neil Paul does an incredible job. His entire team, everybody that has literally designed this area. We are standing on, and when you're watching online right now, you can't really tell. I mean, it looks like a boat ramp behind us. But Neil Paul, what you have designed here is a tournament-specific designed super center, basically.
Well, and thank you, Dave. All the credit in the world goes to Anderson County and the leadership of this county. They had the foresight and put the funds and the resources to build and develop this facility, and then to give us the resources at Visit Anderson to go out and bring events in, such as the Bassmaster Elite Series, the Bassmaster Classic. We've had 3 classics, out of this facility, and so it's a total team effort when you look at what we've been able to do here.
How proud are you with what we saw yesterday? I mean, to have been here as many times we have, let's be honest, most times when you've been to a venue a bunch of times, it's kind of the same old, same old. But to have as many anglers crossing the stage saying, wow, this is better than it's ever been. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we hear when we go to places for the first time where people are just raving about how good it is, like Pasquotank last week. But they're hearing it, and they've been here that many times, and they're saying it's better than it's ever been.
Yeah, you know what? And it made me very proud. I'm most proud of our people. Our people are what make the difference here. You kind of made the reference a second ago about this being, right now you just look behind us, it looks like a boat ramp. At the end of the day, I tell folks all the time, this is a Yankee Stadium type facility, right? There's baseball parks all over the world, but there's one Yankee Stadium. Well, there's boat ramps all over the country. There's only one Green Pond. And at the end of the day, it's a boat ramp by the lake. And so where we've been able to continuously set ourselves apart from others is in the experience that we provide and the way that we treat people while we're here or while they're here. And that's what we've really hung our hat on. And then with the continued development of the facility, we have a great thing here. With the fish, there were 3 things I was worried about coming into this event. The weather, well, really just 2 things. Really, it was the weather and the fish, because those are 2 things I can't control. I can control a lot of things around here, but we can't control the fish and the weather. And to see the fish cooperate this week, the lake has fished tremendously well this spring, and to have it show out yesterday,